Hey guys, it's Lucid, welcome back. Another turn for you here with Bogarus. Things going pretty well. It's probably the best turn we've had. I don't want to say all game, but in a long while. And first we'll start off with the spells. We cast Flames from the Sky. We killed 60 units. This was targeted in the Banded Hills. And then we cast Murdering Winter, killed 65. And both of these will have also damaged a lot of the units in the army, too. And then we summoned a bunch of stuff. And now we're going to... Well, there's a few... We'll watch... so some disease demons came. We lost an occultist. And here we actually won. This was kind of cool. We'll actually watch this. Makes a skeleton. The disease demon lands. Takes one hit in the chest. He has one hit left. He's gotten this guy with disease now. He gets hit, which is... This actually is super weird. The targeting... This guy's supposed to hit the guy in front of him. He's supposed to hit this skeleton. There's like a way that, you know... The units always hit in front of them first, and then they'll hit behind them second. I have no idea how he targeted diagonal. That normally never happens. But however it is, got hit. This guy's running. These guys are still busy swinging, though. And this guy's only got one hit point left. And if she made it off, we would have lost. But fortunately, somebody killed her before she got off. So we technically won that, though this guy's diseased and... And then we summon a bunch of spells. Down here, we... this is a wasteland that had a small amount of Vaettiheim stuff in it. And we hit it with the horror. And he's doing the little point buffing thing back here. However, it's going to be tricky. Because they didn't get time to finish their point buffs, and there were probably a few too many tiles to point buff fully. And then these guys come. You can see these guys are super tough, though. Moss Body, Ethereal, 20 Protection. Super tough. Look at this guy. Yeah, pretty big unit. Anyway... We kill most of this stuff. One of the hags gets, or one of the Gaijas gets away. And then this actually is hilarious. This was supposed to be a... what should we call it? The decoolization of our intelligentsia. That actually doesn't make any sense, but... yeah, this is supposed to be an intellectual purge. However, we forgot to script a master, so that literally everybody here is a slave, and if everybody's a slave, then nobody's a master, and they're just normal mages. Whoops. So we didn't end up actually suiciding anything here. I would blame this on Grippa, but this was totally my fault. And then we hit this with our Horror Harmonica Golem. Now, some of these guys are running from Wailing Winds. So I don't actually get a chance to kill that many. I think my golem's probably out of here. Oh no, he's still here. And there, he gets sent home. So we kill one of the big Gaijas, one of the little ones, one of the werewolves, and then, you know, we routed them, so there's a chance another one died in the retreat. I think he has a lot of the retreat routes here. So they probably mostly all survived. Hit this with some horrors. Cleared it out. And we have a big battle for you. So, 1 second, let me pull it up. All right. Sorry for the stuttering here. I was trying to get the music going. But, yeah, let's do this. All right. So, yeah, they got trounced. So, we probably messed up a lot of his scripting. You know, if you're playing Vaettiheim, this is one of the things I learned when I played Vaettiheim. There's an extremely strong nation. However, they have some weaknesses. Like, to get all the battlefield magic, they're limited in their magic diversity. That's one of their weaknesses. And a lot of times to get other things... So, not only are they have limited magic diversity, but they have limited path depth. And a lot of times you're going to want to be doing communions with them. However, their communions are a little hard to do. You've got to mix blood and astral communions, which that's not that hard, but you also don't... I don't know. It always felt to me like when I wanted more... I always wanted more of the astral mages, right? Like, I never could have enough of the astral Gaijas. And you need them for your rating because you want them doing body ethereal and stuff. You need them, you know, obviously to throw up communions. Anyway, long story short is you have a bunch of... You're trying to kind of throw things together on a budget, often with communions. And we nuked this stuff from orbit. We Flames from the Skied it. We Murdering Wintered it. And then also, we kind of surprise moved here, right? So he probably wasn't expecting to have a big battle this turn. I mean, this turn he did, right? This was the result of preparation. But the turn before, he kind of got surprised. So, yeah, and then we hit him with the Master and Slave. Now, there's a few things I want to draw your attention to. As some of you may have seen, we stole the first of the Gigantes. Encalados. And that's awesome. He gives gems. We're totally going to Gift of Reason him as soon as we can. He is amazing. And we also stole a bunch of other stuff. We also stole some Vampire Lords. We actually got 2 of them. I don't know what happened to the other 2. But anyway, we stole 2 of them. It's probably not worth... like renaming them, or I mean, Gift of Reasoning them, because I mean it's like 25 nature gems. Some nations would happily pay 25 nature gems to get a Vampire Lord. Us in our current state, especially with how much we need our nature, would not. So we're not going to do that. However, we are going to get Encalados. He is certainly too good to pass up on. We also stole 4 Gaijas, which... maybe once we have Gift of Nature's Bounty, we'll consider Gift of Reasoning them. They're kind of... They're pretty useful. You know, we have a decent chance to get a Water Cross path, which are pretty useful for us. The other paths, not so much. We already have, I think... It's really the nature and the water that would be special to us. And then, I mean, the nature isn't even that special. So we may, it's going to be a low priority, but it would possibly be a higher priority even than Vampire Lords, which would traditionally be considered better, just because we need more like Clam of Pearl Forgers and stuff. Maybe. Let's watch this again with me talking through it and without the sound effects. So he's got a Storm Staff, which we also got as spoils from this. I forget who we put it on. Oh, it's on Encalados. How badass. And this guy also has Tome of Gaia to give him more earth magic so he can do turn 1 Army of Gold, which is what he did. We had Time Stop go off. And our Time Stop dude is busy, or dudette, excuse me, because it's a Staretza. And she is doing Power of the Spheres. She had done Communion Master a second ago. And... yeah, she's about to drop it, and there she goes. She just dropped it, and it's kind of hard to see. I turned on Team's colored squares for this, but it's hard to see because we're a dark blue, they're a light blue. But we got a good bit of the stuff. We got a lot of the Rimvetti too. That's the other thing that's actually like a pretty good spoil of War for us is all the Rimvetti. We got Staff of Storms, Blue Dragon Scale Mail, Tomb of Gaia, Sanguine Dowsing Rod. What else? Yeah, we got 28 Herd Veti. These will be maybe useful little stealthy raiders. 12 Berserkers. I love these guys. 14 Rim Veti. And Rim Veti are pretty special. So that's cool. And then we also had a battle where we were... so we stormed the fort. There was nothing inside here except for a few units which were probably left behind when their commanders got killed from Flames from the Sky and Murdering Winter. And then we stormed the Cursed Lands. And this was... I actually kind of messed this up, and it ended up being good. So the idea was we Wind of Death a few times, and then this guy pieces us out with Vortex of Returning, right? That was the plan. I ended up, there was armor on them. I took the armor off, which ends up playing a huge role. And I put it on a scout, and he at one point he had a shield and armor. And I put it on a scout and ferried it out of here. But it actually ends up being a good thing, because if he Vortexed of Returning, he would have taken everybody out. And so first of all, he gets hit with the first arrow salvo and is half HP. And then the Fiends of Darkness jump back here, and then he gets hit by Wind of Death, and he's now down to 3 HP. And we've also hit a fair amount of the Wall Defenders. It looks like we got one of the Veti Gaijas, or the Jotun Gaijas too. We're going to do it again. Maybe not. Maybe we've already done both. So he died. The Adept of the Iron Order. So he cannot do Vortex of Returning. And that actually turns out to probably be a good thing, because we've got our Vampire Lord dropping just a tremendous amount of skeletons. And these guys are doing some of their own. This guy, however, is only Death 1. This guy's Death 2. But he's fatigued out from casting a spell. And she's Death 2, but she's fatigued out. And I don't exactly recall what spells they cast, but the fact that they're fatigued out is pretty important. I mean, I think we're going to be a little fatigued out too. But we've already got a tremendous amount of Long Dead produced. And we've got the Wall Defenders running. And now they have to banish all these guys before they get to them. And that just isn't going to happen. So this was meant to be... I mean, I bumbled my way to a victory here, because this was meant to be just Wind of Death. I thought there was more inside, by the way. But this was meant to be just Wind of Deathing what's inside. Probably, you know, I didn't care if any of this stuff died. But we ended up taking it. And we got our Claim of Pearls back, which was on our Adept of the Iron Order. So that's super nice. Yeah, I mean, that's an enormous victory for us. And that gives us, that's our fourth out of, I believe, 6 required to win. And we're late enough in the game, I'm going to try to win this one now. We're not going to, I mean, it's turn 70. I don't really want this game to go to 100. And basically, things are happening. Kalum is just rocking Patala. And they are in a stronger position, certainly. And they have way more gem income. Like, they're tied with me. And Patala has gotten just crushed in gem income here. Veti's taken some of this back. And then, yeah, the birds. So, he had told me, too, in Discord that he was worried about the birds attacking him, because like he was trying to, because I was sending him a message like, hey dude, you know, Vaettiheim is about to fall, so and I had no idea the birds were going to attack him. I was like, the Vaettiheim's about to fall, you know, it's time to go ahead and get some spoils if you're in for it. And I've been paying him bounties for each of the Veti mages. Well, I didn't even know he didn't have a non-aggression pact with the birds. But apparently he didn't. And, yeah, they attacked him in the back, and he just... I think they got this fort from him the other turn. With Thaumaturgy bonus, that's kind of cool. Yeah, so they've taken... And then they're just raiding him to shit right now. I sent him a message in Discord asking if, well, first of all, if he needed anything for gems. I'd be happy to trade him fire, because I know he's got a Flames from the Sky cannon, which is a great way to deal with swarms of birds. depending what kind they are. These look like they're mostly ice clads, which are going to be more resistant to flames from the sky. The ice clads are pretty strong, especially in cold 3. Our solution to ice clads is probably going to be stealing them. Yeah, it's these guys. So, yeah, 17 protection, 9 hit points. Flames from the sky is 14 armor piercing damage. So, it's going to treat this basically as if it's, we'll call it 8 protection. And that means it will let through about 6 damage. So they basically have to get hit twice. Yeah, they're pretty resistant to it. They're pretty resistant because if you cast it twice, you would basically kill 25% of them. If you cast it 3 times, you probably are getting close to half. Yeah, it doesn't seem great. I mean, casting it 3 times is super expensive. So, you know, I think it's an important part of the strategy for dealing with them, because, like, maybe you can get rid of one army, and then... But you're going to not be able to do it entirely, of course, so you're going to have other armies fight their armies, but yeah, this is happening, and on one hand, this is bad, because it takes who is now emerging, and I didn't really expect this to be the in-game state. I thought the in-game state I was mentally preparing for was... I thought Patala would kind of... Because... You know, TNG's kind of been struggling. They're roaring out now. They took this fort off of Vaettiheim here, and there's almost nothing inside. I think Vaettiheim evacuated this, but I mean, this is a scary stack. And TNG got like all the buffs off. They've got people watching this just see the buffs. So he's got Aerofend, he's got Army of Gold, he's got Mass Regen. He's got Starving. Oh, wait, that's not a buff. He's got Will of Fates. These are very, very scary dudes. Got the Anti-Magic Cast. He's got all the buffs. So anyway, he's making a strong comeback. I was kind of thinking it would be primarily these guys, the monkeys. And I haven't seen or been privy to all the things that have been happening in their war against Vaettiheim, but I didn't know they were struggling in it that much. But apparently they kind of have been, and I don't think they have reserves to deal with the birds. So it's looking like the 3 powers are going to be the birds and myself and TNG. As for the particular state of the game now, Vaettiheim is basically dead. We're going to talk about some of these moves, but he has almost nothing left to defend over here, and nothing, like, he failed to take Ulm, right? So nothing's going to be back in time. And with the monkeys having to evacuate over here and Vaettiheim pushing back out and taking some of their stuff back, basically we need to come and take all of this now. So there's a lot of stuff that we need to take. Like, we need to get this. I want to get the cedar pillars. That would be tight. I can't believe I just said that, but yeah, it would be. I think the Shrouded Lands is somewhere over here, like right here. It's a 6-gem site, including 2 pearls, which are, you know, really worth 2 gems to me each. So it's really like an 8-gem site. And then it's got another pearl, so really it's like a 10-gem place. Like, this to me would be equivalent to controlling Mother Oak. Plus, it's an amazing province. So, I think the state that the game is going to go into, that I'm going to push it into, is we're going to finish off Vaettiheim before Kailasa can finish Patala, but while he's already basically so committed, like he has a fort in Patala's cap circle, right? And maybe I do it this turn. We're going to cast Gift of Nature's Bounty really, really soon. But I think I need to, like, within 2 turns, get almost all these forts. Like, Vetti's Cap, this. Yeah, we got to go freaking ham right now. And the reason is because I want to have all of this. And by the way, these are the last 2 turns I would need to win. Or I could go after Kalim's Thorn here. There's a lot of options for what we could go after. But we're not exactly going to throne rush, but the game is reaching, in my opinion, with it was not necessarily headed this way just from us conquering Vaettiheim, though that would be a push to making it go in its final state. Kalem eating Patala, I think, like, if I let them eat and digest Patala, they will be in a very, very strong position, and they're going to have lots of options for throne rushing. And Kalem, of course, is extremely mobile. So rather than that, what I'm going to do is we're going to eat Vaettiheim. We're going to force a conflict just by putting up Gift of Nature's Bounty and going for these thrones. That's going to, by the way, these guys need to eat Ulm, because Ulm hasn't been conquered yet, and Ulm has 2 forts. So presumably he moves this army here. He's got to move another army over here on top of Ulm. He's got to storm this fort. And then presumably, I guess this is Joman's, right? But then he's going to be a free agent for coming after me. So all the work we have to do in these coming turns, I need to get forts built up over here, because I think basically what's going to happen, and I don't need to declare any wars, I just have to do this, make these plays, and they're going to declare war on me, is we're going to put up Gift of Nature's Bounty, and that's going to make a final game state, which is going to be Tianchi and Kalem versus me, as we try to win. And I think that'll be fun. I think we have all the tools to potentially win, and we also have all of the human capital, let's say, to throw this really hard. So we'll see what we end up doing. But yeah, it's, Vaettiheim just has been getting ground down by all the players. And we got more of this than I was expecting to. In no way did I think I was going to be the one capping him. I was assuming Kailasa would, Patala would, or, it was a little bit wishful thinking to think Ulm would, because Ulm was really kind of outgunned by Vaettiheim. Ulm's a single capital here at turn 70. Tianchi I expected to move sooner, but they didn't. So I don't know. Anyway, that's how it turned out. And we've ended up doing a decent amount of the heavy lifting, but really it's been a group effort. So yeah, and it's kind of hard. Like when you have partners in a war, for me anyway, when I have partners in a war, I want to see them usually genuinely succeed. Like, I think like everybody if there's a partner in a war, you don't want to necessarily have a bunch of your own stuff die, but you can wish for success for both of you. And that's usually the position I have. And I really wish for good things with Patala, but the thing is, I don't even know if it was a bad idea for them to help. I think first of all, they definitely needed to help against the throne rush. Continuing after that, I think it was a good idea, but it looks like they lost a lot. And that's just what I don't have any information. I don't know how much stuff they lost. If they lost a ton, it might not have been a great deal. But every time I saw screenshots, they were winning battles. So I don't know. It could have just been they were only sending me screenshots when they won battles and killed mages. So I don't know. Anyway. And it probably wouldn't have hurt for them to ask the birds for a non-aggression pact. So, anyway, we'll see. But this is, I think, going to be good news for us. It means we're going to get more of the spoils, and it also tells us which thrones we need to go after to win, which are going to be these ones. Yeah, Throne of Knowledge, and what is this? The Throne of Earth. And we could have these in pretty short order. I might get Kailasa to release me from the non-aggression pact so that I can vulture, which will probably also include this throne. We have within these armies a tremendous amount of siege strength. 1,000 siege strength in this one, 600 in this one. And then coming down here, we've got 500 here and 100 here. We've got a ton of siege strength. And we can potentially make moves very, very quickly to go for these thrones. And we're not going to throne rush, but I don't know. We'll see. I think we'll give... Thing is, this is being played by a sub, So I don't think they will mind us winning. I mean, they'll fight, I'm sure, but... Calum, I hate fighting birds. I'm not going to lie. I hate fighting birds more than the elves. I think we can just grind them down. I'm pretty sure we'll win. We'll see. I don't know. Part of me wants to not have to fight the birds and to just get the thrones and win. But I think we probably won't. I never throne rush, and just beelining for these would be a little throne rushy. I think we're going to put up Gifted Nature's Bounty very, very soon. Very, very soon, and we'll be basically moving for these. But we're going to take the Vaettiheim forts nearby, too. Like, maybe, I don't know if we go for this one. We probably do. TNG had said they want all this stuff this way, and I didn't realize now, but until now, but that's also going to include this throne. So we'll see. I mean, I think what's going to happen is we're going to put up Gifted Nature's Bounty. They're going to end their non-aggression pact with us, and then we're just going to take these. We'll see. I think, yeah, we're not going to throne rush. We're going to make slow moves towards these. Part of it is I want everybody who's in the game that have been my allies all game, which includes TNG and Calum, to... I mean, I think the most fun way for games to end is where everybody has a shot, you know? Like, it should end kind of through people fighting, and then the person who fights the most at the end wins. Like, I think it's fun, and the thrones are kind of there to enable that so that you don't have to, like, get every last bit of everybody. You just have to win enough. That's how I like to look at it, anyway. But it may be a moot point. And we'll see. We're not going to try to drag this one out. This one's kind of... I kind of want to start a new game, too. This has been a ton of fun, though. Kind of a slow late mid-game, but it was fun. Well, let's make sure we watched all the battles. There were a few assassination battles. We actually won, I think, both of them, strangely. This one was kind of cool. We just nether darts him in the face. Improved casting AI coming through. Like, you would never think this guy would win an assassination battle, but yeet. Get wrecked. That also had a chance to feeble-mind him. It did not. We are moving around, taking stuff. This is a Calum raiding party. We don't have great vision of what's happening, but we'll watch this. The mages here don't look terribly useful. I don't know what he's going to do with them. Basically, these guys are unbuffed, holding attack rear. This is not a... Yeah, I don't know. This doesn't look like a very clever script exactly. But, I mean, it's just a light raiding party. We watched this battle. We stole Furcus, the Archdevil. Yeah. I think he's probably worth Gift of Reasoning him, but anyway, he's ours now. This was the battle for the forts. Here's TNG's battle for the fort. For events, let's watch these. I swear this thing works every single turn. This is like an always event. Bringing order to a troubled realm. Yeah, this is also rebirth event. We had another temple desecrated. I don't know what's going on with all that. Great disaster. We had +3 Dominion in Atlantis. We had +7 water gems in Bogarus. We got a bunch of militia. Overzealous governor has struck down hard on unruly elements. Okay. Got order and minus unrest and minus population. Not really great. This is another group of lowborn soldiers. We got a lot in Godhaven this turn. I think we got like 100 troops total because it happened twice. We got a bit of gold. We got some blood slaves and some gold. We got permanent resource bonus at the cost of population. That's actually a bad event for us, even though it's a good one technically. We got some death gems. +25 permanent income. It's a good event. 6 nature gems, 15 water gems, 100 gold. We got a water 1 mage. We got Stymphalian wings, which is pretty nice to have, I guess. And then 10 more bonus income. And in Atlantis, we got 25 bonus income and another 15. So income going up a good bit from that. And yeah, that's basically what's happening. One thing we could look at doing is maybe doing trade wins in Atlantis and then over here also in Godhaven, because they're 800 income provinces. So it's I believe if we look at it, costs 10 gems and then 1 for each turn. So if we put 20 air gems in it, it's going to give us 250 gold a turn, I think. So, I mean, that's pretty good. It's basically giving us, yeah, I mean, it's 2 gems for 250 gold every turn that we pay up front. So, I don't know, 125 gold a gem. Is that right? Yeah, it's probably worth it. We might do that. And then it's going to, you know, as the income here goes up every turn, it's going to get a little better. But on the other hand, we're also going to have Gift of Nature's Bounty super soon. I turned off, by the way, last turn, all of the Vineman reanimation. I think I made too many of these. I think it was good to make some. But I think these were only 2 gem items when I made them, but, or no, 1 gem item, right? No, 2 gem items. But I made a couple too many, and then I made a few too many Vinemen. We really need to get Gift of Nature's Bounty up, and our nature income is horrible. It's really remarkable how bad it is. So, yeah, it's going to be more wishing. So we're going to have to alchemize a bunch of gems, get wish going. The clever thing here is how we plan to finish Vaettiheim off. We're going to move everybody from this throne over here. We're going to take this out. Going to hit this with darkness, kill all the wolves, do a bunch of good stuff. Yeah, and then I think we're also going to hit this with the golem. This will be kind of like harder resistance. The cap we're going to hit with lesser horrors, and we're going to send this army on top of the cap. And the reason is, unless he's doing like an all-in defense, this should take and be able to kill it. And if we lock the cap down, then he's going to basically be unable to defend this fort unless there's a lot of stuff over here. And I can probably ask Patala what Veti has in this fort. Yeah, we're going to send this, which will 1 turn pop this. So we take this, and we'll take this probably in a turn or so. I can't remember what we're sending here. We're going to send something here too, though. But yeah, basically from here, we're going to take this fort, probably raid this, and take this. We're going to take all this stuff very, very, very quickly. This guy actually probably should deep raid. I wonder how likely he is to kill these guys with Soul Vortex. I feel like it's probably pretty unlikely. It'll take a while. But he'll be able to make a lot of skeletons. Yeah, I think we probably take this turn, like move these guys over here. I actually don't know if we need to. It might be better to just send him alone and not get those guys all, you know, afflicted and hurt. Yeah, I think that's probably the right call. So we try to take this. This we might hit with... I need to see what's in range. Because I also don't want to summon stuff way back here. Like, I want to hit things... I think we can hit this, right? Yeah, fine, we'll be able to hit it. I think we hit this with Plague of Locusts. We're Death 6 here. I think this guy also hits it with Plague of Locusts. Plague of Locusts is going to be really nice for... How much more is it than Horde from Hell? It's almost twice. It's exactly twice as much. But it's going to be nice for getting out all this Veti Dominion. So I think we send 2, and that will almost certainly kill this Lich. I need to coordinate with Kael'thasa this turn, too. Tell him I'm hitting these. Tell him I'm hitting this one, because I don't really want to bump him. And let's have him do... We'll give him a couple slaves. One thing you can do is give people slaves, and they actually act as soul vortex batteries a little bit. It's kind of funny. He could probably use a tiny bit of armor, too. If I've got some cheap armor lying around, I think we'll give it to him. So we're going to hit that. This is getting hit by this dude. I might try to send somebody else as well. We got a lot of temples we're building this turn. We're building one here. We're building one here. We're building one here. But yeah, we're very quickly going to take over all of this land. All right, so the play, though, is we pinned the army in the cap. We one turn pop this fort with like a overwhelming army. We might... I need to think about it. 2 Jotun Gaijas. I need to get a full scout report from Kael'thasa on what's over here. But we might not even be able to, we might not even waste the army turn taking it. We might be able to move over here and directly take this. I mean, this is an amazing province, Fields of Gold. So I need to figure out what's in both of these, but yeah, I think this is the play. And the main army is going to move here. So if we want to, we can move the main army on the cap next turn. But if we also want to, we could split it and maybe move part of it to defend this. If he's going to like reinforce with an army from here. Or a bunch of things. So, yeah. But anyway, that's the play. And very quickly, we're going to get our flag planted on almost everything here. We're going to get this taken. I might try to send something over here too. I need to basically just see what's in all these provinces, and then we'll be sending stuff. Also, we're moving Enceladus over here. He's somewhere down on one of these guys. Wait, didn't I put him here? Povzid or whatever? Where are you, buddy? Hello? I'm like actually blind. Oh, here you are. Okay. Oh no, he's moving here. Actually, I need him to move this way. And the reason is we're going to actually move this Leishi over here too. And the Leishi is going to cast Gifts of Nature's Bounty probably next turn. I actually moved him out of the place he would probably normally have him to cast it. But we'll be able to, we also got this as spoil, so we can load this up on him and, I don't know, a Ring of Sorcery and a Thistle Mace and probably Robe of the Magi. And he'll be I don't know, super high nature mage. I think that's a total of 4 boosters, and I think he's 4. So I think he'll be nature 8, and he can do Gift of Nature's Bounty with all the nature gems we can manage. And then turn after, he can turn Enceladus into a commander. So basically just good shit is kind of the plan. Yeah, and we're going to go like absolute fiends, eating up all the Veti land, and then basically bringing the game to this, what I think will be its final form, which is this resulting 2v1, which we're going to bring upon ourselves. And I think with Gift Nature's Bounty, we can hold it. So yeah, guys, that's basically the plan. We're going to continue the Intelligentsia purges. And I think we'll be ready for this. I probably should think... yeah, well, I don't know. We'll see. I think we're going to have all the tools we need to fight these guys, but it's totally possible we don't and we get whipped. But we'll find out. So tune in next time, see what happens, and until then, take care.